First things first, y'all wondering why I'm here, you know what I'm saying? I just felt like it was right. You know, Josh reached out to me. He's like, bro, we should go ahead and try this out. The first person in mind I thought about calling, I was like, let me call House Phone, because he's really the only opinion I care about as far as this whole shit.
Talk that shit, Blazzy.
I talked to him and he was like, you know what? Like, yeah, it's straight. And it's like, it's not he's gonna learn anything surprising from this shit, you feel me? So
Blazzy ain't stepping on the bag. He ain't trying to. I mean, I'm saying House Phone ain't stepping on the bag. He's trying to. If
there's a bag, I'd love to know about it now.
He gave you the green light. He gave you the green light to come.
Yazaki. But like, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to have fun. At the end of the day, I'm a designer. You know what I'm saying? So anything I do outside of that is just for entertainment. You know?
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I missed you. Like there's some people who dipped out on the pod that I can honestly say I did not miss, or at least like, you know, some of the stuff like dealing with that I didn't miss, but for sure, like, I don't know. I just always had so much respect for you. And I always like said that in interviews and just kind of like hoped in the back of my mind, like, shit, I feel like we could end up working together again. Yeah. So when Josh said that, I was actually like, whoa. Mannheim.
So I'm curious.
Mannheim making moves.
Let's just get right into it. Like, whose idea was this? Was it Josh or Adam's?
Josh just pulled me into the office one day and just told me, like, I talked to Blazzy, and that was news to me at that moment, right?
Decision on Mannheim's part?
I mean, he's doing his own thing. He's out here. He's Vince McMahon and shit.
Man. I like that.
Vince, what do you got to say?
Yo, to be fair, I've been wanting to do this for a minute. Like, the way everything split, I told Blazzy last week, I knew time would go by long enough where we could at some point reach out, try to do some shit again. When we were in New York, I was talking to Compa, and Compa mentioned you and was speaking about how you guys had already had a relationship, how he really fucked with you.
No pause. Yes, Sean Combs.
Right.
Sean Combs in full effect.
Drizzy.
BBL Drizzy.
No, and I saw an opportunity there, and like, I felt like enough time had gone by that, hey, why not reach out to Blazzy and see where he was at and where his head was. I was up with all.
Bro, look at Josh. Josh is metro booming.
I had no idea this was going on.
Hey, Josh is.
Yeah, Josh is the.
He's doing his thing.
Yeah, he's the one that's putting shit together. I like that. But. You know what? Yeah, I agree. It was about time. Well, it was just a matter of time, to be honest with y'all. And I originally left just because I just wanted to stay away from the drama. I feel like I like to boast about this, man. I was the first one to quit. You know what I'm saying?
Why did you quit?
I think I was also the only one to probably like formally text you as well to be like, hey, I don't think this is gonna happen anymore.
Probably true.
Full disclosure, from where I was sitting, I recall we were all in a group chat, which encompassed the majority of the No Jumper hosts at that time. All of a sudden, Blazzy has left the conversation, appeared, has a notification. Shortly thereafter, got the word from 22ster.
Right.
But it was never with the pretense of animosity.
That's what I always do, just to make sure, this isn't, it was a job, right? I mean, this wasn't my first job, and this wasn't my first business relationship, and it's like, the right thing to do, whether it's personal life or business life, is you just tell someone exactly how you feel. You know what I mean? You don't let any air build up, you know what I'm saying? You just let people know, like, hey, it's probably gonna work for me, rather than me just like laying this shit kind of like get sour within 6 weeks and then Adam fucking hating me.
Okay, but if I recollect correctly, I think that the reason why you actually chose to leave was because of the fact that in the wake of the whole house phone situation, that you felt like I didn't really like handle it well enough or take responsibility enough, which for sure is something that I've kind of like played through in my head over and over the years. And, I felt like during that time that I was saying what I needed to say and like, being apologetic enough, but for sure I probably could have done a lot better. And now I feel like that wasn't enough. You can't give me credit for that, you piece of shit.
Keep going.
Let him cook.
That's huge.
But since then, I consider myself a bit of a student of apologies at this point, because whenever I see people doing it now, I'm like really trying to pay attention to what they're doing, because obviously as a sociopath, I have a hard time relating to like what people actually do when they feel genuinely about something. So, like when I was watching Vlad issuing an apology to Dirk because Vlad accidentally leaked the gender of his child, and we're talking about like almost 10 years ago.
That's doing a lot.
And I listened to Vlad issue the apology, and he said it repeatedly, and he didn't really like, he broke down the situation, but he didn't add like a whole shitload of caveats or whatever. He just said, I was wrong. I wasn't attentive enough to this situation. It's actually like weirdly similar to the house phone situation because it was something that like his employees basically were the ones who fucked it up, but still like it's under him, so he has to like take responsibility.
It's his umbrella, he's the boss.
And clearly I didn't handle it as well as I should have.
I think what really like threw things over that just made it to the point of no return was that one time where you guys had that exchange where a drink was thrown and stuff like that. I think once it got to that
point, you were
sitting
in the same seat.
Yeah, there's still
Adam is sitting right. Yeah,
no,
you can still see the fucking.
I was wearing like a lime Letterman's jacket.
You're wearing
iconic fit. I
mean, like in retrospect,
the same shit, dog.
No. Now I'm like a ninja. Like I got all. This is like workout gear, except that I just took a shower.
But that became like a Halloween costume. That's literally.
But I think that was 9/11 for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't more or less the news of what happened. It was just that engagement. You know what I'm saying? The non-conscious comment you kind of played out on him, where it's like, oh well, I did this.
Yeah.
I think, and especially in that heat, I think that threw him over the roof. But while I was home, I was actually in Mexico when I saw that shit happen, and like people were just telling me, "You seen this?" And I'm like, yeah, it's my time to go because I've been no stranger to like No Jumper, right? I was like indirectly aware of everything going on when Redacted was here. You know what I mean? And or even politics.
Just yesterday, not yesterday, but a couple of days ago, I was having a conversation with DJ Fat on camera because we did an interview with him, and he was talking about how the whole Tay-K, like he was part of Tay-K's career super early on, and I was recounting like, dude, Blazzy fucking designed that T-shirt.
That too, yeah.
When to me at that time, it was just like, oh yeah, I got a graphic designer to do it. I didn't even know who he was, but like that's pretty crazy to look back on that because it's very rare that a graphic designer like carves their own path to the point where you would be basically like ignorant of the culture if you didn't really know about what they were doing and shit.
Not only does it mess your head up, it messes my head up. I mean, you gotta remember, I was riding around in trucks all day at the warehouse watching No Jumper vlogs. So for me to be a part of it, come onto it, do my thing.
You're a big YouTube head. You love YouTube.
I love YouTube.
I love YouTube.
I'm gonna get a YouTube face tat. I be watching shit.
Please do.
Damn.
Oh, YouTube
on this episode.
Nah, but I love YouTube. That's such a corny thing to say. But going back to the point, I think that that was the moment that really like set a fire. Now, as far as like what happened with Fig Community, I think that's another whole nother conversation, right? But I think what happened with House Phone, he brought me in. You know what I'm saying? Like he gave me my first 1,000 followers. He shouted me out when I had like 600 people following me. So I had a lot of loyalty for him, and which I still do. And it just became something where it's like, okay, he directly brought me onto the platform. I was only going to be a part of, like, you already knew me. We talked. I did graphics for you, but there was no chance you're going to text me, hey, Blazzy, I want you to do a show. And,
it was also at that time, it was like there was no chance of me and House Phone just being able to be cool and have just chill conversations. Like our podcast, like the thing people always liked about it was just that it was super lighthearted, goofy, chilling. Right. And like at that point, shit was so amped up in terms of like the conflict between us, and then it was way worse because he's dealing with so much bullshit behind the scenes that a lot of people wouldn't even known of in terms of like people basically trying to turn him against me, and then like shit with his girl and like people putting pressure on her, and it was just crazy. Like
the fact that was a public conversation probably did disservice to the entire exchange.
Think about how dumb we are. Think about how crazy it is that actually like took place on camera.
I wish it didn't. I mean, like, I'm curious to see how like the chain of events would have occurred if that had never happened. You know what I'm saying?
And what was a weird thing is that he was there like 45 minutes before the show, but I was in my office and I didn't know he was there. For some reason, like when he came in, I think he was just sitting over here and I'm all the way on the other side and nobody mentioned to me that he was here. So it was like that was the window where if I had realized he was there, I was totally planning on like going over and just trying to talk to him to like at least set some kind of foundation for whatever the conversation was going to be on camera. But that did not happen, and as a result, you got the extremely heated exchange.
Right.
I didn't mean to cut you off, Adam, but the thing I know about you is you can be stubborn, but it's also it's your strongest trait. It's also your weakness.
But this is why I started clapping.
He's so successful because he's stubborn. He sees the vision.
There's 6 syllables that I did not know were a part of Adam's lexicon, which has now entered it. Accountability, and he literally just like. and it's not, I won't say that's the first time because you acknowledged certain things, like with the Joe Budden thing on the No Jumper show, not this one, but the previous episode. And you were like, you know what, I probably should have handled this differently. I'm like, damn, I don't know who this new therapist is, but pay Shorty the big bucks because you are growing as a person.
Adam's
like,
putting a step in front of the 1 foot in front of the other for sure.
I am trying. Like, I feel like I'm a lot better at like dealing with my girl, like getting into it with my girl, like getting out of the argument faster type shit.
She's right.
I mean,
it's always she's right.
That's a very useful thing to keep in mind.
She's right.
There's no reason for me to extend this any longer.
An argument with Adam about like toilet paper. Jesus Christ.
Nah, I don't even know what's going on with that.
3 wipes.
I wiped first. I wiped first.
Yeah, the roll will last you 3 or 4 months if you only use 2 squares per wipe. Yeah.
Jesus. No,
Quote
don't
unquote,
too
I
square
ain't got
me.
time for all that. 20%.
Nah, yeah. No, because my toilet paper diet was like just I would get it at 7-Eleven. I would get my eggs at 7-Eleven. My girl, when she fucking started to realize like how shitty my lifestyle was when I first met her, like she was horrified.
I think I'm in that phase of my relationship right now, where my girl has become like it's becoming glaringly apparent how unhealthy my lifestyle is.
I didn't have a bed. I had a mattress on the ground.
Adam, and you had like
that's okay.
you probably
pretty
had
bad.
well over
Knockout.
100,000 subscribers at that moment.
Yeah,
all this stuff.
And no
Did you
bed.
grab a bed?
No bed.
Jesus.
No bev and no
why?
bed.
Just bikes.
No, I always had a bev.
I got
Sleeping on
I got a
bikes
bed
and
now.
shit.
Sleep on a bike. No, I had a mattress. I honestly don't know if I had a
No
box
seat,
spring.
huh?
I didn't understand the point of a box spring.
Okay,
But
you
that's
don't
just me.
until you have sex on a bed and then you fucking. Never mind.
Well, just the number one thing about just a mattress on the ground is you realize how unhygienic it is, how close to the floor it is.
You don't want to be that close to the ground,
Yeah, that's like the number one.
That's some
thing.
mesothelioma shit right there.
You
for
feel
sure.
me? Dial 1-900.
You gonna get that directly, but no, I'm glad y'all invited me. I was surprised. I was definitely on the fence. I can't lie to like, it was like when Josh proposed it to me, say like 10 days ago. It was like,
How'd he tell you, fool?
he came over to the office like, hey, how you doing? And I'm like, I was like, you know what, I'm doing good. More or less this kind of conversation. I'm doing good. I was like, come pick up some packages. I got some shit for y'all. So he pushed up and he was like, yo, thank you so much. You've been killing it, by the way. Being hella respectful. He's like, yo, just throw this in there. I think it'd be great. Copa Reyes said nothing but great things about you. They love him out there in New York. I think y'all would be cool on together. Does it sound like something you'd probably be interested in one day? I was like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? But at that moment when I said, yeah, let's do it, I was probably like, maybe like 15%. Yeah.
That's why when Josh told me, I was like, okay, like I'm gonna keep an open mind. I'm not gonna like fully commit myself to this in my brain because I'm pretty stoked, but like I don't want to,
Get excited.
convince myself that that's happening and then have it not happen. I've done that enough in my life. I don't like to like get my expectations too high. But I even remember like around the time that we opened the store when I was saying to Jason, I'm like, I think we should get like some other brands in here just to like, increase the vibe of it and have like a feel to it that'll like show that we're fucking with like other people's brands and the culture and shit. And it's kind of weird because it's like a lot of brands like a fucking Hellstar is just so far out of here that they don't really have dealers like that. You basically have to get it from like used shops and shit like that. And then even like a Nasali, they just opened up down the street. Obviously we're next to Dubs. So like we're already kind of like surrounded by all the big dogs in terms of like underground streetwear in LA or whatever. And Jason was like, well, you know which one would like totally be sick and make sense would be Blazzy. And I'm like,
Not the
yeah. But at that time I was like, I don't know, bro.
When
yeah.
was this on the timeline? Was this 6 months ago, right when this shit happened?
Yeah, it was probably like 4-5 months ago, some shit like that. Like, but it was more like I would, and that's what's crazy that Josh like went and had the conversation when I was over here feeling like the conversation might not have gone anywhere. Like he actually took the risk of doing it.
Because there are so many people that are former No Jumper employees, myself included, who were going kind of hard on you, talking shit. Did you at a certain point expect Blazzy to join in on that? Because he remained pretty neutral throughout the whole fray.
There's a lot of people who talk shit about me that I don't even know. I gotta like search my name and their name together. Like when you're talking about Hater World, I'm like searching Hater World Adam 22. I'm like
Shout out to
having
Blue
So I at a certain point I kind of like tuned a lot of it out, but also like. I mean, to be real, even like House Phone like was always like pretty chill about it, even though he was the person who had like the most legitimate grievance during all that shit,
I mean, I'm somebody at the end of the day, I'm not on camera, but I'm not behind the camera every single day, right in front of the camera. So I never really had like a reason to get at anybody. Like there's no like there's no topics for me to fill up, you know, there's no conversations to be had. So I never found a reason just to be petty. I mean, like I've known Adam for like 5-6 years now, you know what I'm saying? And on top of that, it's like I can still be cool with T-Rail. I can still be cool with everybody else. That's never been like my you know, that's never been my repertoire. Right. I've never been no shit talker like, fuck that fool. You know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling. I got a day job, full-time day job designing, and
you're on your own company. Fun. Chill the fuck out. My boy's doing good out here. He's getting to
and it's like on top of that, yeah, and it's like if I want to say something hurtful to Adam, I'd probably just text him it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I like that idea. That's tight. Yeah.
Rather than just put it on camera, because one, like he said, he might not hear it. Yeah.
Fuck you, fool.
Like ultimately,
sit on my lap, fool.
I really like.
What? If you texted me that, I'll be like, what?
I like the fact that even when people were really upset when Lush One made his, I'm speaking in the third person, can't be more pretentious than that. When I made my return to No Jumper, a lot of people had various opinions on that. And when it was brought to Blazzy was like, yo, like honestly, I ain't tripping on Lush like that. Like, you feel me? Like, he don't come over to my motherfucking mama's crib.
Yeah, you saw that, right? Yeah, we were on Reconnected, and they had a whole PowerPoint presentation about like Lush's return. Me and House were on the same page where it's like, bro, like this fool's doing his own shit. I mean, Yuri was on the fucking channel 2 months after the whole house phone shit. It's like, where are we to begin on this witch hunt and this like stone throwing?
And I'm not even trying to speak on individuals, but I will say this: out of anybody that was a former No Jumper employee, the person that gave a fuck about me as a human being the most was Phone. Yeah. Phone is the only person that would reach out to me like, yo, how's your mental health? You doing all right?
He might be the only sentient being.
He might be the only yeah, literally. We're dealing with a fucking bunch of bots with no cocaine in their motherfucking gas tank.
He's a big empath.
He's a very empathetic human being. And he'll
like, give you a hug.
Yeah, you feel me? Like he'll give you a hug. He reached out. A couple will give you way more. Don't even ask him. Like, he'll go way further with you. Like,
okay, I'm gonna let you keep going, but I got some questions for you.
Push-ups.
Matching shirts, yeah.
Hold on, not matching. I got my
right. I got one with both.
Yeah, we're like the Cheech and Chong.
We're 2024's answer to Cheech and Chong, except for it's not about smoking weed, it's about taking drugs. We are literally them.
Take a shot.
This is I'm that fucking no
Shut
pair
up.
of each.
Oh my
We're gonna
God.
fucking take a shot and say in the blue cups.